Like other sets from the junk wax era, there are probably enough 1990 score baseball cards floating around out there to keep our descendants awash in a rainbow of cardboard for generations to come. That doesn't mean, however, that all 1990 score cards are completely worthless. Because while you certainly can pick them up for a song in raw condition, and even unopened product is available on the relative cheap, high quality graded singles can fetch decent money. Well, certain singles, that is. What follows is a list of the 1990 score baseball cards that tend to sell for the most on eBay when graded in PSA 9 or PSA 10 condition. As far as actual values, the cards below range from a high of about $60 in PSA 10, again as registered in actual eBay sales, for the Bo Jackson shirtless card to a low of about $10 for the Nolan Ryan highest piece in PSA 10. I've also included links to current listings on Amazon and eBay so you can check out the very latest prices. Let's dig in. By the time 1990 score baseball cards hit the store shelves, Bo Jackson was in full bloom on both the baseball diamond and the football gridiron. Once a curiosity for wanting to try both sports on the pro level, Jackson had worked out enough of his rawness on the diamond to smack 32 home runs, steal 26 bases, and drive in 105 runs for the Kansas City Royals in 1989, good enough to finish 10th in the American League Most Valuable Player voting. That fall, he rushed for 950 yards for the Los Angeles Raiders. Bo knew everything, and Bo could do everything, including lighting the sports card hobby on fire, and Score was right there to capitalize on all that popularity and still untapped potential. The shirtless horizontal black and white Jackson card in the 1990 set, where he's sporting equipment from both games, became an instant classic. Even after Bo's hip injury ended his football career and curtailed his time on the diamond, the image remains ingrained in our collector brains. It still thrills, even to this day. Frank Thomas was briefly Bo Jackson's football teammate for the Auburn Tigers, but while Bo went on to win the Heisman Trophy, Thomas hung up his cleats and turned his attention to baseball. It was a shrewd move that eventually led the Big Hurt to the Hall of Fame, but not before he became an icon with the Chicago White Sox. His 1990 score rookie card was never as popular as his Leaf issue from the same summer, but it has always been an essential part of any Thomas collection. Even though he was one of the greatest hitters of his generation, Larry Walker sort of sneaked up on folks, collectors included. Part of it had to do with the fact that he began his career with the Montreal Expos. Part of it had to do that many discounted his statistics with the Colorado Rockies, pointing to his success as a creation of the Mile High Air. But Walker won the National League MVP award in 1997, was a 7-time Gold Glove winner, collected more than 2,100 hits, and retired as one of the 10 or so greatest right fielders of all time. So it's little wonder that his rookie cards have started to heat up a bit again as he makes his late push for Cooperstown induction. Anytime you're considering the most valuable cards of any set issued in the last 50 years or so, one of the first questions you have to ask yourself is, was Nolan Ryan in the set? If the answer is yes, then I'll lay dollars to donuts that it makes the big money list. The 1990 score set is no exception, with the bonus of being among the first of the base sets to show the Ryan Express as a member of the Texas Rangers. Say what you will about Sammy Sosa. There's plenty of negativity surrounding him these days, but there is no denying his place in history as Mike McGwire's slugging partner in the great home run chase of 1998. Sure, Sosa's legacy is tainted to the point that he'll likely never sniff the Hall of Fame despite his 360 home run seasons and 609 lifetime dingers. But there is still a certain appeal to his early cards. This 1990 issue is Sammy's first scorecard and still brings in double digits when it appears in PSA 10 condition. It's a piece of history, for better or worse. If there is one great player from the 1990s and 2000s who seems to have sidestepped any suspicion of PED usage, it's the inimitable Ken Griffey Jr. And from the time Jr. appeared on card number 1 in the inaugural Upper Deck issue in 1989, he has been hobby royalty. So while his 1990 scorecard is not a rookie, it makes our list of most valuable cardboard in this set. Like Ryan, if Griffey appears in a set, he's probably in the top handful value-wise. There's little doubt that Bo Jackson paved the way for Deion Sanders to reach some of his sporting goals. I mean, if Bo hadn't been tearing it up on the diamond and the gridiron at the same time, would teams in either sport have been so willing to let Neon Deion play his two-way trade? Doubtful. As things turned out, Sanders was a Hall of Fame talent in football and developed into an average or so, but exciting part-time major league center fielder. That was more than good enough to create hobby buzz that kept Dion on our list even 3 decades later. Yep, this is yet another Nolan Ryan card. Don't begrudge him, though. For a few years there in the 1990s, the dude pretty much drove the high end of the market with his mound exploits as he neared 100 years of age. This particular pasteboard highlights one of Nolan's many highlights. In particular, the time he fanned Rickey Henderson for his 5,000th strikeout. Cool trivia, cool card. Like this video? Then like this video and subscribe to our channel, waxpackgods.com.